Every person who ever had their life change can remember the day before it happened. What almost none of them can remember is anything unusual about it. That's the part nobody talks about. The day before the diagnosis, the day before the phone call, the day before they met the person, took the job, made the decision that split their life into before and after. It looked like every other day. Nobody enters it holding their breath. Imagine two calendars sitting side by side. Tomorrow, one of them leads to an ordinary Tuesday, indistinguishable from the 100 before it. The other leads to the morning everything changes. Today, both calendars look exactly the same. No warning, no countdown, no sign printed anywhere that says this is the one. That's what makes the day before so easy to waste. It never announces itself, so most people don't treat it like anything. They treat it like Tuesday. You wake up, nothing feels different. The coffee tastes the same, the drive to work is the same, the group chat is arguing about the same things it argued about last week. Most people move through this morning on autopilot because autopilot has never once cost them anything before. Why would today be different? But somewhere, someone else is having this exact kind of morning. Same silence, same coffee, and by tomorrow night, their life will have turned in a direction they never saw coming. Not because the universe marked their calendar, because a decision they made, a person they called, a door they walked through on an unremarkable Wednesday, was quietly waiting to matter. By midday, a message arrives that could be nothing or could be everything. An email about an interview. A text from someone they haven't spoken to in years. A stranger's comment that plants an idea. Most people file it away and go back to what they were doing. It doesn't feel urgent, so it doesn't feel important. But urgency and importance are not the same thing. The messages that change lives rarely arrive labeled urgent. They arrive labeled ordinary and get answered 3 days later, if at all. Psychologists who study turning points describe them the same way almost every time. Small, unremarkable, and only recognizable as pivotal in hindsight. The moment itself carries no emotional weight. The weight gets added later, once the outcome is known, which means the version of you living through it has no way of knowing which ordinary moment is the one worth paying attention to. So the only rational move is to pay attention to more of them than most people bother to. By afternoon, something asks for more effort than it seems to deserve. A hard conversation you could postpone. A skill you could practice for 20 extra minutes. An apology you could make today instead of next month. Most people postpone because postponing feels free. It isn't. It just charges you later in a currency you don't notice you're spending. The version of tomorrow that never gets to exist because today never built it. Evening comes, and with it, a choice about attention. Most people spend it the same way they spent yesterday's evening and the one before that. There's nothing wrong with rest. But rest and disappearance aren't the same thing either, and it's easy to confuse them when the couch is soft and the day already felt long. The version of you that's one decision away from a different life doesn't always look busy. Sometimes they just look like someone who kept one light on after everyone else turned theirs off. Before bed, one quiet question is worth asking, and almost nobody asks it. If tomorrow really were the day, would today have been enough to deserve it? Not perfect. Enough. Most people go to sleep without ever framing the question that way, because most days genuinely aren't the day before anything. But some are. And the ones that are never come with a warning label attached. Then something interesting happens. Nothing. You wake up the next morning, and the sky looks the same, and the coffee tastes the same. And there's no applause and no phone call announcing that yesterday mattered. Most people take this as proof that yesterday didn't matter. It isn't proof of that at all. It's just proof that meaning doesn't arrive on the same schedule as evidence. The two rarely travel together. Years from now, someone will look back at a Tuesday buried somewhere in their calendar and realize, only in hindsight, that it was the hinge everything else swung on. They won't remember it as dramatic. They'll remember it as forgettable, right up until the moment it wasn't. That's the part people miss when they wait for life-changing days to feel life-changing while they're happening. They almost never do. Nobody gets a countdown to the day before their life changes. But that's exactly what makes every ordinary day worth showing up for as if it might be the one. Because somewhere, buried in an unremarkable stretch of days that all felt the same, one of them wasn't. And the only way to be ready for it was to have already been paying attention.